Once upon a time in a dense and shady forest lived a cunning fox whose slyness was the talk of the town, or should I say the forest. He would trick every animal that crossed his path, taking advantage of their naivety for his own benefit. The animals were getting fed up with his tricks. So one day they gathered for a town hall meeting to decide what to do about him. The animals assembled in the town square, a wide open space surrounded by giant trees. All the creatures of the forest were present, the timid rabbits, the naive deer, the curious squirrels, even the wise old owl. They were all there to discuss the troublesome fox. "I can't believe we're letting this sly fox get away with it," exclaimed a rabbit, hopping in agitation. "He's been stealing our food and tricking us for too long." "Indeed," said the deer, his voice shaking slightly. "Just yesterday he accused me of trespassing on his land, even though I've been drinking from this stream for as long as I can remember. And don't forget the time he convinced us there was a bear in the forest," added a squirrel, her bushy tail twitching with anger. "When we found out it was just him in a bear costume, he had the audacity to laugh at us." The animals rumbled with indignation, each sharing their own unpleasant encounters with the sly fox. The more they talked, the angrier they became, their collective outrage growing like a storm cloud over the town square. Suddenly, a wise old owl, perched on a nearby branch, hooted loudly, "Enough! Enough, my feathery and furry friends. We must not let our emotions cloud our judgment. We need a clever plan to outsmart this cunning fox." The animals looked up at the owl, hope flickering in their eyes. They knew the owl was the wisest creature in the forest, and whatever plan he devised would be sure to work. "We will use the fox's own slyness against him." The owl finally spoke, his voice raspy but firm. "But how?" asked the rabbit, tilting his head in confusion. "I want each of you to go to your homes and gather your most valuable possessions," the owl instructed. "Then leave them in the center of the town square. We will make it look like an unattended treasure pile." The animals nodded, understanding dawning on their faces. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, the town square slowly transformed into an enticing mirage. The rabbits placed their carrots, the deer left behind their dried herbs, and the squirrels put their nuts in the center of the clearing. It was a tempting display, enough to lure the sly fox out of his den. Not long after, the fox emerged from the trees, his eyes gleaming at the sight of the unattended treasures. He had to have it. With quick, silent steps, he approached the pile, his heart pounding with anticipation. But just as he was about to make his move, a loud voice boomed through the square. "Hold it right there, you sly, sneaky fox." The animals had returned, each armed with a stick or stone. The fox froze, his eyes wide with surprise. He hadn't expected the animals to return so soon. Before he could react, the rabbits hopped forward, brandishing their carrots like swords. "Give back what you stole from us," they shouted, their tiny voices surprisingly fierce. The deer stepped forward, his hooves heavy on the ground. "You will pay for trespassing on my land," he bellowed, lunging towards the fox. The fox, overwhelmed and terrified, turned and fled, crashing through the underbrush, desperate to escape the wrath of the forest's inhabitants. The animals chased him, their anger propelling them forward. They chased him past the babbling brook, over the mossy logs and deep into the thicket. As the chase continued, the fox's breath grew ragged. His paws stumbled on the forest floor and his heart hammered against his ribs like a drum. He had never run so frantically in his life. Suddenly, he spotted a hole in the bushes ahead. With a burst of adrenaline, he veered off course, squeezing his lithe body through the opening and disappearing from sight. The animals skidded to a halt, panting heavily. They stood there, chests heaving, watching the spot where the sly fox had vanished. After a while, the owl, his gaze sharp and penetrating, broke the silence. "We may have lost him this time," he hooted softly, "but his trickery is at an end. He will never dare set foot in this forest again." And so it was. The forest animals had won their freedom from the sly fox's tricks. They returned to their daily routines, their spirits lighter and their hearts brimming with newfound courage. From that day forward, whenever the animals of the forest gathered around the babbling brook or beneath the whispering trees, they shared tales of their victory over the sly fox. His name became a byword for deceit and cunning, and the memory of his tricks faded into amusing anecdotes passed down through generations. As for the sly fox, he slunk deeper into the shadows, his confidence shattered. He tried his tricks elsewhere, but the animals he encountered were wary and wise. Realizing that his reputation had preceded him, he lived the remainder of his life in solitude, forever branded by the forest animals as the sly fox who had met his match. Meanwhile, in the heart of the forest, the animals thrived. They learned that unity and trust were their greatest strengths, and they continued to meet regularly in the town square, not to plot revenge or to complain about the sly fox, but to celebrate their friendship and their hard-won freedom. The memory of their victory became a guiding light, reminding them that no matter how clever or cunning their adversaries might be, courage, unity, and a pinch of wisdom could overcome any challenge. The forest echoed with their laughter and chatter once more, filled with the sweet melody of freedom and the joy of living in harmony. And so the tale of the sly fox became a legend whispered among the trees, a cautionary tale of deceit and a testament to the triumph of unity and wisdom. It was a story that taught young foxes the importance of honesty and kindness and showed them that true strength lay not in cunning, but in being a force for good in the world. If you like this story, give it a thumbs up. If you love similar stories like this one, please subscribe. Make sure you stay tuned for more amazing stories. Thanks for watching.